Do you want the long simmered taste of a beefy pasta sauce without all the trouble? Well, sorry, you gotta cook it a long time to get that good flavor. The good news is it makes a huge pot and it freezes extremely well. Then it's ready for a quick anytime meal. This sauce is really in the style of a bolognese, but since I'm not Italian, I just call it pasta sauce with beef. Start by browning the beef in a large stock pot, and I mean large, the biggest one you got. Add salt and pepper, and then cook over medium heat, stirring occasionally. This will take a while. You don't want it just cooked, you want it well browned. In the meantime, get your onions, celery, and garlic ready. It's okay to leave them in 1-inch chunks. You're going to put them in the food processor anyway. Working in batches, chop up the vegetables and the garlic. If you don't have a food processor, that's okay. Just mince everything up as small as you can. This sauce isn't about chunks of vegetables, it's about the essence of the vegetables. It's easiest to mince the garlic by itself. Peel the cloves and put them in the food processor. Don't pulse it, just turn it on. Once they're minced, they'll stick to the sides and you're done. Once you finish each batch of vegetables, just put it in a separate bowl and set it aside until the meat's done. Oh, and don't get your face over the bowl. Those onions are pretty potent. Now, back to the meat. This is what well-browned meat should look like. I used fairly lean meat, but if your meat needs to be drained, then drain it and put it back in the pot to brown. Add the vegetables, juice and all, and some salt. These are going to cook for a long time too. You're going to get rid of all that juice and brown everything really well. You might be tempted to shortcut these steps, but if you don't brown everything really well, you're missing out on that good, deep flavor. Add the tomato paste, and guess what? You're going to brown it. When you take the time to develop each layer of flavor, your patience will be rewarded. Besides, you're doing this on a lazy day anyway, right? Now you're ready for the tomato sauce, the sugar, and the water. Don't waste any of that tomato sauce. Well, most of your work is done. Oh, and don't forget the wine. Stir it well, move it to the back burner, and let it simmer for a few hours. To keep tomato eruptions to a minimum, I cover it with a splatter screen. Don't cover it with a lid though. You want some of the water to evaporate and the sauce to reduce. Be sure to stir it occasionally and let it simmer for about 4 hours. Once it's at a good, thick consistency, taste it for seasoning and add salt and pepper. Use some now and freeze the rest. Let it cool, put it in a plastic container, cover it with saran wrap, put the lid on, label it, and put it in the freezer. But tonight, add some fresh basil and enjoy. See you next time on Kimberly in the Kitchen.